Welcome to Behind the Smile with Dr. Shaggy. I'm a cosmetic dentist and the founder of Veneer Lounge and Modern Bite Dentistry. In this show, we go beyond the smile, highlighting all the incredible journeys of the amazing people around me. Together, we'll uncover their stories of success and inspiration, hoping to empower others to reach their full potential. Let's dive in and discover what's behind the smile. Welcome to Behind the Smile with me, Dr. Shaggy. Today we have the honor to have Miss Ursula here in the studio. She also goes by Urs and Uski. She does all the behind the scenes with the top performing athletes here in the United States. She has an amazing story coming from Italy, training these amazing athletes, and let's get started here today. So, Ursula, let's talk about where Uski came from.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Uski come from my transition from Italy all the way to America to just realize my dream as a trainer to work with professional athletes. And since I got here in the States, I started working with NFL players mostly. And it came from one of my athletes, Rashawn Gary. And once we built trust, I started working with him. He just named me Uski, that's you. And then from there, it's been how all guys call me in the industry. Yes, I'm known as Uski.
Oh my God, I love the Uski. So, okay, now let's take this way back because I know you're so talented and now you're training these top NFL athletes. They're seeking you out now. But let's take this back to Italy. How did this start? How did the transition start from you just being a young, beautiful woman stuck in Italy to coming to the United States?
Yeah, so I've been an athlete all my life, and I didn't make it as an athlete. I got injured. It was hard, especially in Italy. It was the sports culture. And so I started getting in a gym and asked myself how I can get that daily grind, that early mornings, keeping alive in my life. And then there was a trainer that inspired me, and I said, well, I usually want to train people in general. So I got, first of all, more in the fitness industry, and then I started reading a book from an American coach and was talking about how I can elevate athletes' career with my job as a sport performance coach. So I said, I want to do that. And I started as an intern, and then started working with Olympian fencing team in Italy, basketball athletes, rugby, all kind of sports. And at a certain point of my life, I said I want to go and work with the best in the world. And American culture, the sports culture in America, it's undefeated. And so I had some connection with coaches since I've been always studying by mentorship, educational seminars, and that's where I started. I told my dad and my mom, hey, I just get on a flight, and worst scenario, I come back home. And I never went back home. I want to stay here. And since I got here, then I started working with football athletes that I never did before. So that was pretty unique in my story, coming from Italy, from a completely different country, and then approach to football here in America.
Okay, so let's talk about football, because is there a football team in Italy?
No, at all. Mm-hmm.
No,
they're little leagues, but it's not a sport that is followed. Usually soccer is a big sport, swimming, fencing, tennis, a lot of sports, but not in specific American football.
Okay, so how did you get involved in football? Not just football, but NFL football.
Yeah, so I started working at Sports Academy, and I came here doing NFL all season. So when I started working with BMAC, Brian McCall, one of my biggest mentors, he was training NFL guys, and that's where I really get in. And I've been studying a lot speed training, even strength and conditioning, but really these guys need a lot of speed training during their NFL season. And so, that's what I want to do. And then the guys, the athletes, the skills coaches, and then study films help me get in the game of football. And then from there, it's been only getting better day by day.
I love that. I remember you sharing a story that you didn't necessarily know what like a quarterback was, like when you first
Yeah, that's the crazy part. I came here and I had no idea, so I had to learn. I was like a board where you can write on it, but I always knew the fundamental training. I knew always what an athlete need. I knew how a good program can have great results. And so from there it was just, okay, what they specifically do. And especially football, we have so many positions and so many like different body composition that's what makes for me football unique. So it was just like learning, and it took a lot of time, even like late nights watching films, YouTube, and then always asking questions, even to players. Okay, what's your first movement? Were your eyes on during a football action, or what specific movements they do? And then every day I put the puzzle together, and now I'm all in.
I love that. That's really impressive, the fact that you take your craft so seriously. Now, do you personalize each training for each athlete?
That's a beautiful question. So the fundamentals, so especially when after the season, training is really focused on fundamentals, so not necessarily specific, but I always like to give details, specific cues, so they can approach in a different way even to training. And then when they come back from OTAs and before camp, that's where the training is more intense. And yes, like we give specific exercise or specific drills to every position. So a receiver will be different from a D-line, but the concept is still the same. So yeah, it's all in the details.
Very, very cool. I love that. I'm like mesmerized by this, which is true. I guess just like in anything, there's always the true fundamentals, and then you can kind of branch out from that. So you mentioned fencing back in Italy.
Yeah.
So as far as the rugby, fencing, and the different athletes that you help train over there, are there any, I mean, I'm sure there's similarities, but what are some similarities and some differences between the guys that you're training now versus the people back in Italy?
Yeah, every sport, every sport is unique. So really into training, going what the athlete's specific needs are, because fence is a complete different movement than football or than basketball. So really understands where when they get more injured, or where they need production or power or speed or strength in different angles and range of motion. So really go deep in the technicals of the sports. And then I've been working a lot even with female coaches. So the difference between coaching coaching athletes, female athletes and male athletes. So the difference between coaching, but yeah, mostly is in the specificity of the sports.
Very, very cool. That makes sense, I guess. Fencing, arms, football, arms still, but body, more body. All right, cool. Now let's take it back to you in Italy. What sport was your sport that you played?
So I was an equestrian show jumper.
Oh!
So completely different, yes. I was a show jumper for 20 years. Every weekend I was going competitions, all around Europe. So that's where my passion for sports came from. So I was super dedicated, no days off. I mean, it was a passion. It's still a passion. It's a dream. So I just keep that passion alive inside myself and trying to inspire as much athletes that I can, from pros all the way to youth, because the mentality and the sports principles are the same. It's just effort and attitude always bring results.
Oh, I love that. Effort and attitude always brings results. Like, I love that because it's so true. Yeah. And we always say, anytime I'm even hiring for team members, I'm like, if you have the right attitude, great, because I can always help teach and help you grow, but you can't teach attitude. So you have to have that mental state. So
I agree. You really can't teach attitude, but you can inspire others by leading by example. That's what I always try to do every morning. I mean, I have long days. In the sports industry, athletes and coaches is known for long days, long hours of trainings, but really try to keep that energy as high as I can. That's what I think it makes me unique and attract energy. And so that's where you can always show and prove how much passion you have and trying to inspire all around you.
I love that you live and breathe that and understand that because you were specifically an athlete in your own manner, right? And now you're able to get into the mindset of these pro athletes because you're right, it all started when you're younger and you grow up to do this. Now, anything that you've experienced, I know you experienced like an injury and, you know, recovering from that, but anything else that you've experienced that you feel like helps you connect better with these athletes?
Yes, dealing with injury is part of the game, so it can happen anytime. You can try to avoid, injuries, but you can really prevent it because it can happen for so many reasons. But training is a big component, so if you always think about quality of training, make sure you take care of your body, a daily dose of mobility, it reduces that percentage to get injured. And what I love here in the States, I work along a big team of massage therapists, physical therapists, testing science staff, so nutrition, regen, people that help with regen, connection with people that help with sleep with athletes. So all this, it helps my job to elevate and make my job easier. And that was the part that I was missing in Italy. I didn't have this huge team and connection, so where athletes were coming to me and say, "Hey, it hurts, my knee hurts," that was an issue. So that's where I started even starting from therapists from Italy, but American therapists. So okay, how I can in this hour of training help these athletes reduce pain or improve range of motion or just move better so we can get the best out of it. And with that concept, then when I came to the States, I started putting all the pieces together. I would say, okay, this is all connected, and that has been a real game changer working with all my elite athletes. And I can't be more happy than that. Makes my job way easier.
Yeah, you probably can't go backwards now. You're like, no,
Yes.
I need the whole team here in order to provide the best.
I love Italy. It's my home. It's where I came from. And there's a special love for home. But I feel that, especially here in the States, especially in Texas, like it starts from youths. In the evenings, every evening, I train so many youths. They're so motivated, so hungry about football, about any sports in general, and so it starts from the young breed of athletes, and that's what I love.
I've definitely seen a huge change and shift. I felt like when we were younger, like sports was a big thing and competition was a big thing, but now, these parents are like willing to spend whatever to make sure that their kids get the best training.
Yes.
And it's very admirable. I think it's wonderful that parents care that much to make sure their kids have everything possible. And I love that they're reaching out to you.
Yeah,
to get in there.
it's a big privilege because it's not all about quantity, how much I train, but doing the right training at the right time. And if you can build fundamentals when you're young, it makes your way through your journey way easier. And so that's a privilege, and that's why when every young athletes come to me in the evening, I have the same energy that I have in the morning because I know how much professional athletes in the morning need me. That's how much the youths need me to make sure I'm part and supporting their journey.
I love that you take great pride in that. That says a lot about you as a person, being that same person from and just different levels of life, right? How you treat one person, it's not just a youth, it is a young child who one day, right, could be also sitting there making millions in front of you.
Yes.
Asking you to train,
never know.
right? You never know. You never know.
You never know.
All right, let's talk about any challenges that you had when you were younger, like as an athlete. Were you super competitive or anything while you were training?
I would be super competitive and super competitive. One of the biggest challenge would be sometimes I wanted so bad that I lost the mental component, the technical part of whatever action I was doing or drill that I was coaching because I wanted so bad. So really the process taught me how to be patient and how even to pace yourself And then I always been a girl, no stop, no limits. And I've learned sometimes too much is too much, and sometimes less is better. So really how to, yes, give a priority to your sports, to your passion, but still time give priority to the people that you love, your family, your friends, make space for your personal life. And so all this has been a big lesson for me that now it helped me now in my career to balance my lifestyle and the effort that I put in what I do.
That's wonderful, because I'm sure you can still teach that to some of these guys too. Because I can only imagine the mindset that they have as far as like go, 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 like more is more.
Yeah,
and it's nice to have you there.
Their lifestyle, I have so much respect for them because I know how difficult it is. Because I mean, only listening to their story and following what the routine look like. Some people, they don't realize it. They just see the game on Sunday and just. But if you go into it, it's like a 24/7 job, because if you don't care about your body, nobody will take care of you. And it's all about what they eat, how much rest they get, and even training. They probably go on vacation for 2 weeks after season is done. It takes a while to get back in that football shape. So it's a constant work ethic that gotta be alive any time of the year. And that's being an athlete.
Yeah, it's the body, your brain. You're giving literally your body into this sport. That's very impressive. I can't imagine. Well, I guess we all kind of do that. Like I know I give my body to my sport, if you will.
Even the mental component. I mean, there is a lot of pressure sometimes, and the expectations are so high. Always, and especially football, it's an industry. Yeah, you can be in, but you can be out. So you gotta earn your spot every single day, and that's hard. The level is so high, and so that's why I always try to give all my best, all my resources to any athletes that come through, because it's a daily battle. It's not just game day or practice. It's really fight it always.
I love that. Well, you mentioning like giving it your all and the mental toughness. Now, you're in a mainly predominant male industry. Let's talk about your mental toughness to be like one of the very few female elite athletes, trainers that are out there.
Yeah, my knowledge has been always my biggest strength. So I know that what I do is gonna work, because if not, I don't do it.
Yes.
So that confidence of knowledge really helped me build trust with athletes, and then build relationship. They gotta know that I care about their journey. They gotta know that I care about their vision or their goals, and I'm gonna work harder just like they work hard to reach them. So that's when I call it, we're on a mission. It's not just, okay, let's go work out what we got today. No, there's a whole program, there's a whole yearly vision about where we are and where we want to be. And then really doing, my coaching style is like, you follow my lead. Like now I get the lead, and if you like it, you're willing to train with me. If you don't like it, there's so many trainers out there. I'm never scared to lose athletes because I'm a female, because I know where my values are, because I work so much to get where I'm at. And so it's always a choice. And the guys knows that I gave always all my best to them, and they feel it. That's why Uski was born, and that's why Built by Uski is born. The guys, when they start feeling great and we're in a good mood, they always say Built by Uski, and that's where it all comes from. It's just working together on a mission, and I'm only a piece of the puzzle that help complete their mission.
Oh my gosh, like why am I about to tear up about this? Because this is amazing that you're totally right. You are a piece of that puzzle. And for so many of these guys, like you are that special piece in that puzzle, which must feel so fulfilling for you. Is there anyone specifically that sticks out to you that you like help through a tough time or help them get from 0 to 100? Anyone?
Yes, every athlete that I train, they have all a unique story that is really close to me. And especially they always tell, okay, what you teach these athletes on a daily. I teach so many things on training wise, but I always tell they teach so much to me because every story is so inspiring. And I mean, Rashawn Gary is the player that I've been working for most of the years. Like now it's my 4th NFL season working with him. And we went through an ACL injury, so all the comeback, and it's been a super interesting journey and hard journey, but we made it through. He came back stronger. He had a beautiful season, so I can only be proud of him. But I mean, every single player that I train, they all have a unique story that is just, yeah, so inspiring.
I love that. And that probably keeps you going too, right?
Yeah, it gives me motivation because especially when obstacles come from the journey and hard times come, that's where, okay, yeah, we need to really fight it now. That's like, we can't give up. Now we gotta go. And that's why I always believe in them. I always do. Even when they had tough moments or when they deal with injury, I said there's always a comeback. We gotta just have patience. You gotta believe in yourselves, in your talent, because playing football, you gotta be talent. All the extra work, but sometimes you're born for play football, and all these guys are. And so just believe in yourself, and it will always happen.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm like, can you just be my personal therapist? That would be great. So what do you feel like is your secret sauce? Like what sets you apart, male, female, whatever, as far as training these guys? What's your special?
I want it always so bad. Whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm working for, I always want to give the best out of me. And B-Meg, one of the biggest mentor, his real name is Brian, always told me, be you because it's more than enough. Because of course, when I start this journey and I start training this NFL, always, I was feeling under pressure. Sometimes, even coming from Italy, at the beginning, I was not understanding completely the English language, especially when there was like a little bit more slang. For me, it was hard to understand, but always being humble. If I didn't understand, just to ask, can you repeat please? Or really try to give my best any day. And then when I have any doubts or any type of question, I'll just go ask. And that's helped me get better 1% every day. And with experience, of course, that's where then all the results came out.
Mm-hmm. I just love that you put in the effort into, like you said, like doing the research and sharing that research with the guys and paying attention to different things and putting all those pieces together. Like that's very admirable. Okay, let's do funny story time. As far as, I'm sure there's some slang terms that these guys have shared with you. Please share some of these things and what was going through your mind when they're saying these things.
Okay, you went to... So when I first got here, I would never forget one of the athletes. Like I knew, okay, how are you? I'm great. I didn't knew the part, hey, what's up? And so when I asked, okay, how are you? And athletes would reply, well, I'm straight. I had no clue what was going on. I was like, in my mind, what does it mean? I was trying to figure it out so hard. And I felt just like straight. I was like, that's the translation.
I'm vertical.
I mean, so many. Like even when I was texting them for, okay, tomorrow we train at 9 a.m., someone like slang in the words, I had no clue. So I had just learned, and actually the athletes start understanding that I was not understanding. And so that I started in the warm-up. They say, okay, Urs, you get me right, I get you right. I say, okay, bet. Okay, there you go. And then they start like teaching me. It's like, that's what I mean, that's when you use it. And that's when, I mean, the beautiful of the culture coming together, like from Italy and America, and unity comes from. And it's been like amazing. And now I'm locked in.
Yeah, bet. Right? So what have they learned from the Italian culture? Have you taught them anything?
I mean, my accent is completely different. So even for them, it was hard at the beginning. I always tell them when they come in, it takes kind of like a week you to understand me and me to understand you, because even my accent, it's hard sometimes to understand some, and especially when I talk fast, when I'm always on the go doing training and I'm trying to explain exercise or like specific cues, they start looking like Uski.
What?
Yo, slow down. And so yeah, but even for them it's different. It's different having a female coach, a coach coming from Italy with different culture. So even for them it's been different, but really the unity of getting better and what we talked about before, it just make it happen.
Man, I love watching the videos that you have on social media of like you training the guys and like, you know, hyping them up and like telling 1, 2, go, you know, whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, ooh, go get it, Urs. Get it. Like, this is so
Yeah,
cool.
I'm known as even my warm-ups or tough warm-ups. They know my guys, when they got in, we got to get the work done.
Yeah.
And from exercise number 1, I expect max dedication. I really keep it really like seriously every single training. And because I know how important it is for them. So during the during the sessions, I always try to take the lead, make sure that I always keep the group united, because I work with private athletes, but I also have groups of 10, sometimes 12, and it's a lot. So I always want to make sure that I keep the group united, and then everybody in a group gets the best out of it, every detail of training.
Yeah, and accountable. Like, no,
Yeah.
move it. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, I love that. That's a great sense of empowerment too, where, you know, all eyes on Urs walking in. Like, that's great. They have that kind of respect for you to show up and give you 110%
Yes,
too.
and sometimes I would tell my guys, when just any athlete that doesn't know me or doesn't know the way I work, they come in and I introduce myself and they say, well, I train with you. Like, you know, sometimes they can think about it, what she knows about football. And I agree 100% with them, because I always tell my guys, you need to choose who you work with and you need to know who you work with. So you see this little girl, not even speaking English with an accent, say what she knows about football. And so that's when they test me, and I love it, because I gotta prove them, say, hey, I know what I'm doing. Like, I know, like, what's your goal? We're gonna work through this. If you have any right ankle issue, a knee issue, I know how to help you. I have a whole team that works with me. So it's already really like, I gotta earn their trust too. Mm-hmm. So it's just the beautiful of working together. And that's always a challenge for me every day. But then once they start working with me, especially after the first session, they say, okay, yeah, I feel different. I like the energy. Work was great, and then okay, what time tomorrow?
Yeah,
and then we keep going. And
that
then that's how
feeling.
And that's how I end up with being in my 4th NFL off-season training.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I can only imagine that kind of fulfillment that you get from these guys that are just like, all right, what time tomorrow?
Yeah, I just always understand them. I even like, I never feel judged when some athletes say, well, why need to work with you? You know, I say, I don't feel judged at all. I say, I understand you, because it's different actually. Mm-hmm. It's different because it's a male dominated industry, and there's a lot of males coaching out there, but sometimes you can make the difference, and that's all matters.
A little Uski in your life, you know, built by Uski. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay, now let's go back to you. Favorite vacation spot?
Vacation spot?
Yes.
Okay, so I was telling before, I'm from Italy, so I did Amalfi Coast, Positano. When I came here, I wanted to go, always my spot that I always wanted to go is Miami. Because for me, coming from another country, like Miami was So it's so, different.
Miami is our Italy, our
Yes.
Capri. Yeah.
Yes, and I love the seaside because that's where I came from. I love warm weather, so I love Miami. I want to for sure go visit New York City. So that's my next spot. And I mean, I love California too. I've been to LA. I love San Diego. So I love everything near the coast. But yeah, I'm planning to go wherever I
love
can
it.
in America.
Yes. And you ended up in Texas.
Yes.
Of all places.
Oh, that was so funny because when I applied for my job here with Sports Academy, it was Frisco, Texas. Girl, I had no idea where I was going. I remember I was like talking to my dad. I said, okay, Dad, I'm going to Frisco, Texas. And I was searching on Google. And I was like, well, I have no idea because I knew about Miami, about New York, about Chicago, like big metropolis cities. When I was like, I knew about Dallas, but Frisco, Texas, I'll never forget. I was so confused when I get there. And then I got here and I said, that's the perfect spot. There's so much sports. There's so many great coaches, so many athletes coming for off season. I mean, in the facility, like the high school that we have in Texas, I said, I want to go back to high school now. So I said, okay, I'm in the perfect spot, and I would never change nothing of my journey.
I love that. Okay, let's talk about a little bit about recently you had these issues. You had to go back to Italy, and let's talk a little bit about that because I love how you connected that to even some of the free agent football, things that go on.
Yeah, so coming from Italy, my journey has been especially tough or difficult because of my visa. So we know we need documents to work here. So all that has been a super long process and a very expensive process. I have multiple lawyers working for me. Sports Academy always supported me in this, but it's been a journey. Multiple times I was here in the States and then I had to go back home for several months, and that was really hard on me because it's like life gives you what you always work for, what you love, and you're actually living your dreams, and then all of a sudden everything ends and I was back home and I could not train, especially football guys over there because we don't have football. Of course, I started again training soccer, fencing, but I really missed the game of football and the energy, and especially because training has been a little bit more specific to the sports and intensity of speed and all the connection I made with the skill position coaches. I mean, all the world around, I was missing that. And then I feel like, yeah, I got just cut for my dream. And at that time, I didn't know that I was able to come back. It was a difficult mental situation to handle. But I remember it was during season that I was back home. So guys were not here in Texas working with Sports Academy with us, but they were back with the team. And I was just watching all their games every night. And there's a time difference, so I was just watching them. And then if you go on my Instagram, I have so many pictures, so many videos, and I call them memories. They always tell, yeah, you post so much. Sometimes even too much, but I like to post at the end of the day because at the end of the day, it's my memory that I always can go back and look at it. And that's been my biggest strength. I was back home crying all day because I wanted to come back so bad. But then I was watching the videos and I did, okay, we really did it. So I cannot stop believing because I did it and I want to do it again and again and again. And then hopefully God has been always on my side, all my family, friends, I mean, everybody supported me during this process. And that's been my biggest strength. And now I'm here. Yeah, I faced a struggle situation lately with the documents to have my longest work documents, and I got it, so I cannot be more happy than that and grateful.
Yes.
So I'm just excited to see what is next.
I love that for you because you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. But that says so much about your personality too. I can't imagine someone telling me I can't practice dentistry anymore. Like it would end me. But the fact that you had that mental resilience to still pursue it and then come back even stronger. and the guys are right there waiting for you.
Yes, and I'm a big fan of your work too. Like, yes, like you bring beautiful smiles on people, and that's one of the biggest, I mean, it's a blessing, and to have people that you trust, especially, I'm your patient, so I don't try, when I came here and I was searching to the dentist, I was like, I need to find one that I trust, and then I found you, and I know that you were always willing to gave me what I always desired out of my smile, and so you are crushing too, girl.
Very sweet. I love you.
You are.
I love you.
Strong is beautiful.
Ooh, I love that. Yes, yes. All these good liners. I need to write all these down. No, it's very sweet of you. Thank you, and thank you for trusting me.
Of course.
But with that, because I know at one point you did even, confide in me that, some of these guys that are free agents are going through that mental struggle of what's next. Tell us about your connection between your personal story and then their stories.
That's a beautiful question, because I've been, of course, football. One day you're in, one day you can be out. That's the hardest part, and that's what even make the difference about playing in the NFL. You never know. And so when, of course, I work with free agent, I believe so much in them. I say, be ready, stay ready, because nothing is impossible. And I've been there too. So when I was here in the States, I was living my dream. I was with my whole team. And then I went back home. I was in the same spot that you as a free agent you're at right now. But I think that if you keep passion alive and you really believe in yourself, and especially you keep working, that gave you motivation, there will always be an opportunity. There will always be an opportunity. Yeah, so I always try to tell them, keep going, because you never know. That's the beautiful part of life. Even me, I was back in I didn't knew at all what was going to happen. I have no clue, and then a huge door opened and lead me back here. So that's why I tell them, keep going, because you never know. Just make sure you give your effort every day, and attitude and effort always bring results. And that's how most of free agent now they're in the team killing it.
Yeah.
And I have even so many stories of athletes from the combine. I mean, there were some of them they were undrafted, and now they are vets making plays and building legacy of football. So I think that's the beauty of life, and the power of believing in yourself, and just never give up.
I love that. That is such a very nice way to end all of this, because you said attitude and effort always brings results.
Always.
You need to make a shirt on that, girlfriend.
Yes, okay.
That is absolutely amazing.
Yes.
But thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and chat with us and open up your heart and your stories, because man, especially behind this beautiful smile is such a powerful woman in such a huge arena and stage. And I know you're going to set a precedent for even other women that are trying to get into this space as well. So you're very inspiring, very motivational, and I absolutely adore you. So
thank you so much.
Thank you
I do
so much.
Yes.
Thank you everyone for joining us here at Behind the Smile with Dr. Shaggy. I hope this journey really helped inspire 1, 2, 3, many of you out there. I know I was inspired with this story. And don't forget, you guys, always smile.